What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Hulu's new animated series, Crossing Swords Season 1. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Hulu for granting me the screener to the entire 10 episodes of this first season. You know, you gotta hand it to Hulu, because in a span of just this season alone, Hulu has become a solid home to 3 excellent adult-centric TVMA rated shows: Solar Opposites, The Great, and now Crossing Swords, all of which are terrific if you are the kind of audiences who enjoy irreverent, unapologetic, ultra-violent brand of humor. Crossing Swords is no different. It's a brilliant, inventive, raunchy medieval fantasy comedy featuring a star-studded voice cast who I imagine must have had a total blast doing this gig. Created and written by John Harvatine IV and Tom Root, and directed by John Harvatine IV, Crossing Swords is about a good-hearted peasant named Patrick who lands a coveted squire position at the royal castle. However, his dream job quickly turns into a nightmare when he learns his beloved kingdom is run by a hornet's nest of horny monarchs, crooks, and charlatans. Even worse, Patrick's valor made him the black sheep in his own family, and now his criminal siblings have returned to make his life a living hell. War, murder, full frontal nudity. Who knew brightly colored peg people led such exciting lives? Voice starring Nicholas Hoult, Adam Ray, Tara Strong, Tony Hale, Luke Evans, Seth Green, Alana Ubach, Adam Pally, Yvette-Nicole Brown, Maya Erskine, Breckin Meyer, and Wendy McClendon-Covey. Stop motion or claymation animated shows like Robot Chicken and this one, Crossing Swords, always crack me up because when they go over the top, the possibilities are limitless. It's kind of like watching MTV Celebrity Deathmatch, where the intestines would twirl around the person's body, or his eyeball would pop out in the middle of the fight. At the center of Crossing Swords is Patrick. You can describe him as naive or perhaps long-suffering, but Patrick truly believes in the creed and values of a knight. The problem is, everybody, and I do mean everybody around him, does not. They are some of the most mischievous, self-serving, underhanded, repugnant group of characters that you'll ever come across on TV. And so that is where the comedy lies. Because from episode to episode, you see Patrick constantly struggling to keep his integrity intact in the midst of all that chaos. The humor on this show is very strong, like brandy or vodka strong, and each episode ends with a charming situation that puts Patrick in a good light, and it easily wins you over even if the comedy may not necessarily be your cup of tea. Just like Hulu's other show, The Great, Crossing Swords also has its ambitiously outstanding ways of mocking the concept of monarchy and the sense of entitlement that that form of society naturally creates. My favorite episodes are the ones that kind of take after some elements from our today's world. Like there's one that features its own version of Coachella, but without spilling spoilers or without giving away too many details. Much of the storyline actually revolves around Patrick, the King, the Queen, and Princess Blossom. It's incredible the lengths that Patrick would go to serve his duty, despite the fact that those other 3 probably only see him as nothing more than a virgin loser. Patrick, by the way, is voiced by actor Nicholas Hoult, whom I previously had interviewed before at a separate event. So go check out my entire interview with Nicholas Hoult right here on Rama Screen channel. I don't know if the production did something to alter or auto-tune Nicholas's voice, but here he does a fantastic job of sounding like somebody who's fresh out of high school and without the slightest idea of how the real world works. It's just the right amount of gullibility. So, overall, Crossing Swords is insanely entertaining. I was hooked from start to finish, and I can't wait to see what the show's next seasons will have in store for us.